So right now we're getting a 6.29 ROAS with the Mini VSL funnel, and this is month to date. So I'm recording this on the 23rd of January. So typically metrics do increase as the month goes on, just with latency. Obviously, people take time to respond to the ad, to book a call, to show up for the call, and actually close. So typically these numbers go up, but this is just month to date live statistics. So in this video, I'm just gonna break down how we're doing it. So I'm gonna break down the actual funnel, what it looks like, how you can replicate this, and the 5 biggest lessons I've learned from running ads, spending a lot of money, losing a lot of money, and ultimately figuring out how to make it profitable consistently. So let's dive in. First, I'm gonna show you just what the funnel looks like. Like, what is the Mini VSL funnel? So I have it open right here. So it looks something like this. All right, so we basically have AI image ads. That's where we start out. And we have it goes to a Mini VSL. Let me move. I'm just like literally on my couch right now, filming this at like 5 a.m. But let me move this so it's a little bit more stable for you. So it starts with AI image ads, like I said, then it goes to a Mini VSL. So this ad basically it's very direct. It's just an image ad. It's not a long video. These are also super easy to create. Like we can create 10 of these within 5 minutes. Because we're using AI and because it's image ads. You don't have to film 10,000 different variations. Like it's super easy. Then I go to a Mini VSL. All right, this is really important. It's not a traditional VSL. It's not like 10, 20, 30 minutes long. I'm going to go over in a second why that is and why we've seen this work just way better. All right, so they basically click the ad. They watch a short video. This can be 1 to 2 minutes long. Like that short, that quick. Then they go to an application. This basically qualifies them. So very important. Very important to actually qualify them. I'm going to go over that in a second as well. But basically, this is going to make sure that like the only people you're actually speaking to, the only people that actually get to your sales calendar are qualified leads. They have the money, they have the problem, they want to take action now. All right, they're qualified leads. All right, then from there, if they don't book a call, they can go to an email sequence and also have a setter contact them to book additional calls. But they basically book a call. All right, that's the overall funnel. So ad, Mini VSL, application, book call. All right, so pretty simple overall, but that's what it looks like. So let's go over like the biggest lessons because this is stuff that actually matters here. All right, this is why it works so well. So first thing is claims equals skepticism. All right, claims equals skepticism. So in the initial ad, for example, in this ad, you don't want to make any claims. All right, no claims at all. Now, how in the world do you run an ad for your business without making any claims, no promises? Well, here's how. Instead of saying something, instead of making a promise of like, hey, we can help you achieve XYZ outcome. Hey, we can help you with this. Hey, our awesome product does this awesome thing. Hey, our coaching will help you do this. We don't make a claim. We just show proof. All right, so what works way better is literally like what we do for most of our ads is we literally just have a case study example. You know, this person got this result. Do you want a video breaking it down? Click learn more. All right, this person got this result. Be exact with it. All right, so be specific as well. So that's kind of, let me add that as like a sub tip here. Be specific. All right, the more specific you are with the result, like if it's tangible, if it's measurable, that makes it just way more believable. And it's also a form of proof. All right, so for example, like the title of this video, 6.29 ROAS. All right, I could have just said 6 ROAS, but 6.29. This is more specific, which makes it more believable. All right, just how it works is just psychology, or it's just how it works. So be specific. There's a quote from one of my mentors that I still remember to this day because it's so important when it comes to marketing. People resist what they're told, but they never doubt what they themselves conclude. All right, so they resist what they're told, meaning if you make a claim, if you make a promise, people naturally resist that. Right? There's resistance there because we've seen thousands of ads. And so it's natural to have resistance. You should have resistance. But if you just show proof, if you're just saying, hey, here's what happened. Here's just the result that someone got. People come to their own conclusions. And when you come to your own conclusions, you rarely doubt what you yourself conclude. Or there's this huge confirmation bias. There's so much working in your psychology and your brain to basically believe what you think is true, to basically see proof as to what you think is true. And so if you start to believe, oh, okay, this actually happened, then all of a sudden everything else that you see is to confirm that initial thing. All right, you will never doubt what you yourself conclude. All right, so that's huge. All right, that's the big thing we want to do here in the ad and also the Mini VSL as well. So in this, I'm not making all these claims. I'm just showing proof on proof on proof on proof. That's what you want to do. All right, so that's first big lesson. Second lesson here. All right, cold prospects will not give you time of day. All right, think about this. All right, so a big reason why so many of, probably the ads that you've tried in the past, or maybe you've seen other people do, are not working nowadays, is because they're these long video ads, and then it's like a long video sales letter. It's like 20, 30 minutes. Someone has to invest, or they're asking them to go to like a webinar, all this stuff, and it's just way too much time investment. Like, this person's a complete stranger to you. Like, for me, like, why in the world would I stop and watch, a 5-minute ad and then watch a 30-minute VSL? Like, I don't have time for that. All right, we need quick, like, we need to be succinct. All right, if you're a complete stranger, like, for example, if someone walks up to my door right now, yeah, I mean, it is 5 a.m., so it'd be really weird. But if someone walks up, it's a door-to-door salesman, I'm not going to give them, they don't have a lot of time. If I answer the door, they have maybe 30 seconds. All right, but ideally like 10, 15 seconds to catch my attention, or else I'm instantly thinking, hey, I want to shut the door. I identified this as a sales pitch. I want to close the door. All right, and so they only have 10 to 15 seconds. All right, same thing applies, even more so in 2026. Like, cold prospects will not give you time of day. So this is why we do the image ads. It's extremely direct. That's why we do a mini VSL, a 1 to 2 minute video, extremely fast, extremely direct. This works incredibly well. All right, so that's why we've seen these work just incredibly better, is because of this. All right, that's number 2. Number 3, this is a big one. A proper setting process will book you 2 to 3 times more calls from your ad spend. We've seen this in all of our data. Like, it's absurd. So what is this? What do I mean by this? So, for example, what happens here? Basically, we get people's phone number and their email, all right, when they opt in. And so all the people who don't book a call, like, there's a good chunk of people who don't book a call here. There's going to be, depends on the funnel, of course, but it could be 80% of people don't book a call and only 20% do, from this like natural funnel. And so with that 80% of group, there's still a ton of qualified leads there that just don't book in, initially. And so what we've seen is you can literally 2x, sometimes 3x call bookings by having a proper setting process. And so what that is, that's utilizing their phone number that they gave you. All right, we don't ask for their phone number for no reason. All right, we do it because we're going to book more calls from it. That's the only reason you should ever ask for additional things from a prospect, is if you're actually going to be able to get more throughput. And so with their phone number, we're able to text them and we're able to call them as well. And again, this will book 2x more calls. All right, so don't be lazy with this, or at least hire a setter to do this for you, but you will make way more money if you do this properly. And so like when we implemented this, like again, we literally 2x call bookings, like on the dot. Like that was a minimum increase every month from having a proper setting process, at least 2x more call bookings. Like, it's absurd. And so think about that. That will like cut your cost per call in half, and could technically cut your cost per acquisition in half. So if you're paying $2,000 for a client, you can all of a sudden be paying $1,000 for a client. Like, it's absurd how much more money this can make you. And what that allows you to do is you have more profitability, so you can scale ad spend, you can hire more team. Like, it's absurd. Like how much better this allows you to scale the business just by having this one thing in place. So I highly recommend it. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. So that's number 3. All right, number 4. This is, you're going to be screwed without this one if you don't have this. So you must have proper pixel conditioning. All right, this is really essential, especially just how meta ads work in the algorithm nowadays. A telltale sign of if you have like a bad pixel is if you have consistently unqualified leads. All right, so this is a very common thing I hear when talking to people, is they'll tell me they tried ads in the past and it was just all unqualified leads, or it was like all like homeless people or people on welfare, or like it was just like the worst leads possible. This just means you have terrible pixel conditioning. Like, your pixel has been conditioned to have bad leads. So basically how it works, so you understand. Let's go over here. So basically what most people do is, let me actually just explain this first. So the pixel, when I say pixel, just think data. All right, so it's the data that Meta uses to determine, hey, who should we put this ad in front of? That's all it is. It's data. And so what happens if you're getting unqualified leads, that is data. That is the pixel firing on unqualified leads. And so it's seeing, all right, these are the people who are converting, these kinds of people. And so let's just put this ad in front of more of those types of people. That's all Meta is seeing. It's not gonna be like subjective and be like, oh, well, that probably won't work for them. Let's get more of these people. Like, it's just seeing conversions. That's what it sees. And so if you're feeding it bad conversions, it's this feedback loop. You're going to get more and more unqualified leads. All right, so we want to flip this. you want to condition the pixel to only get qualified leads. And so that shows Meta, hey, these are the type of people, these good qualified people are the only people converting. And so we need to put the ad in front of more of these types of people. All right, it lives off of conversions. Whoever's converting, you're going to get more of. So it's very important you protect those conversions. And how we do that is through the qualifiers. All right, and so the pixel for us, how we set up, it only fires once people answer our application or our qualifiers. All right, so these qualifiers, anytime someone answers and they kind of show they're unqualified, we reject them. All right, the pixel will not fire on these leads at all. They're rejected. All right, no bueno, like no chance that the pixel is firing. They get booted. They can't even see the calendar page. They can't book a call. They can't. All right, the pixel only fires for leads who make it through each of these qualifiers. They show their qualified lead, and then the pixel fires. All right, so that's the type of person, that qualified person is the only conversions that Meta is seeing, and therefore Meta's, okay, these are the conversions. We need to get the ad in front of more of these types of people. So that's how we condition the pixel to make sure it actually attracts qualified leads consistently. You need to have this. I've seen this. I've heard this so many times. People I've talked to, other ad agencies they've hired, and they got no leads. They got the worst leads in the world. This is why. All right. Most people just don't know how to do this, but apparently they don't know this is a thing. So you need to have this, though, if you want to actually be profitable with paid ads. Last one here, number 5. Pre-call priming process is a must in 2026. All right, pre-call priming process. So what is that? So going back here, once someone books a call with us, they go through our pre-call priming process. All right, so this is essential. Again, it goes back to especially nowadays, you've seen so many ads, it's absurd. You've seen so many promises and claims, and so skepticism naturally is at all-time high. And so to counter this, you have to build trust. You must build trust if you want to obviously make sales. And so we have a pre-call priming process. So once someone books a call, for example, they're receiving an email flow, they're going to a confirmation page where we have breakout videos, FAQ videos, or answering commonly asked questions, basically building trust and overcoming objections pre-call. You need to have this. If you don't, it's going to be very, very hard to make paid ads work. You have to be the absolute best salesman in the absolute world to convert without a pre-call priming process. But if you have this, it just makes it way easier, way easier. You'll actually get some lay down deals, and people are way warmer coming on the call. Show rates will increase, close rates will increase, CAC to lead up front will increase just by having this in place. So you need to have a pre-call priming process. Again, highly, highly recommend it. That's the big 5 things. When we started doing this is when ads started to become profitable and consistently profitable and actually able to scale ads. So that's the video. If you do want help implementing this funnel into your business, I will help you plug this in and just use all of the data that we have to tell you exactly what to do and what not to do. So you have the highest likelihood of getting profitable as soon as possible. So click the link below if you are interested in that. We have a pretty amazing offer for you. So go ahead, click that link if you are interested in implementing this funnel so you can have consistently profitable ads and scale your business, get more clients overall. Click that link if that's you. And I'll see you in the next one.